Good day, this is Mr. Daniel. So I'm going to be reacting to or giving an update rather on how slow the server has been this morning. However, I'm actually working on it, so it's in fact, the moment I drop this video to be very fast, but I wanted to like state why it's slow, so everybody will be able to understand, why it's like that. So firstly, the plan for okecbot was not just the way it was. Like every single day, it changes the whole thing, and it makes me feel like maybe I'm not well prepared for things. But in reality, I didn't really think it's gonna blow up this way. So for instance, I gave like this option where you can create as much as 5,000 bots. Now each bot you create is completely tracked. Any website they visit, any cookie that website stores, they have it. Every local storage, they have it. So if a bot has visited 50 websites, the 50 website the bot has visited, everything they do, all the cookie, all the local storage backed up. Now anybody on GPT can create up to 5,000 bots. So imagine where you have 5,000 bots, and these 5,000 bots visit a lot of websites. We manage them, we back them up. Now times the thousands of people, at the moment we have 27,000 users. So we have people from different part of the world. These people have multiple bots, thousands of bots. Each and every single one of these bots that they have cookies, have local storage. We back them up. So this is why when you open up your okecbot, it takes quite some time to load. It's actually downloading the bot state. Now we didn't really or me myself, let me take up the blame. I didn't really foresee that I would have people using it that much. As of yesterday, I was seeing over like 60,000 devices active. That means we had 60,000 browsers that were communicating with okecbot in real time. So that this means that we have lots of people who have created lots of bots and are using these bots to drive traffic, to automate things and all that. Now the database structure we had used earlier was called php-myadmin, which is SQL or MySQL. Now MySQL, if you're a software developer, it's also called the SQL database. Now the problem with SQL database are they're very fast for things that are not very much complex. So let's say for instance, if okecbot wasn't having lots of visitors, just very few number of visitors, I think the SQL database would work perfectly fine. But now since the crowd is getting much, we're having thousands of people into the platform, then okecbot is now becoming extremely slow. So the only option I have at the moment is to move from this php-myadmin to what we call a MongoDB, but then I would have to start paying specifically for database storage. So this means if anybody comes in and they store anything, I would have to be paying a particular fee for them, regardless of whether this person is a pro or is a free. Why at the moment we don't get to pay much because it's just within the bill of the VPS. So I'm going to be making this update, but before I do that, I would have to clear all the bot states on the server. So this means if you have logged into okecbot before, if you have logged into a Gmail, your cookies, your local storage, when you come back again, you will discover that you have to practically log in again or start consenting. I deeply apologize about this. I did not expect to have so much of a people and so much of a users and so much of a bots that the database will be lagging. Like right now, I've clicked on something, it's still showing loading. It's showing loading for the past how many minutes. If I head over to some other thing, okay, it has finally opened now. You see, after how many minutes, look how long it took to open up that thing. It took about 362 seconds. 362 seconds to do this thing. So if I click, let's say, I think I once did AdSense class. So if I click on class assets, you can see it loads very fast. If I click on course details, it loads very fast. These are like different database. You can see this is class access. It has loaded very fast. If I click on course details, load very fast. You can see 0.0002 seconds it took to load course. If I go to the course link, let's see the links of my courses. When I see the course, you can see it took about 0.3447 to load. Let's go to class access again, just to show you that others are quite fast. Okay, class access took 0.004. So these things are quite fast to open. If I show you the okecbot itself, you can see that all these other database, all these other tables, these are called tables. This is a database. This is a database. This is a database. This is a database. So this database now has all these tables. So if you check all the table over here, you can see the tables are never up to, only few. This one is up to 24 megabytes. This one is called personality, which is the bot people create, right? The bot people create. But apart from this one, the other ones are like KB, 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 KB. But now you can see gig. It's not a misunderstanding. It's actually for real. 5.5 gig. 5.5 gig. This means over 5 gig of data are currently on the bot state. So we have bot state. This bot state has 5 gig worth of data. So now let me go back again and show you where this thing comes into play. So I'm going to click on class access now. You see, because class access doesn't have data, it's loading fast. If I click on bot states, watch, it will take the whole day. So I've clicked on bot states. Okay, I've clicked. Okay, it loaded very fast now. I mean, it takes a whole lot, maybe because it has already loaded the hard one before. So now this is how long it's taking to load. It takes like forever most times. Okay, let me try and see if I can go to let's say to another row. I'm trying to go to another row on the table. So it will likely take up to a minute before it loads. So why does it take time? It takes time because we have a total of the thousands of record over here. So this is how many thousand records. There are over 154,000 record. This means 154,000 bots. Each bot is being accounted for. The websites they visit, the cookies that were stored, the local storage that were stored, every single thing this bot does. We have like a section for cookies, a section for local storage, and every single thing is being backed up, right? We did it in JSON just to save us all the stress. No need for encryption. Now, this whole data takes quite a time to load, only because we're currently using what we call an SQL database. Now, the solution is to what is it called again? Is to move from SQL to NoSQL. So when we go to NoSQL, it means I won't have to use a structured database anymore. I will have to use things like MongoDB, things like Firebase, which is quite easy. Now, if I was using MongoDB, I would not have to go through the stress. If I like, let me have 20 million gig, 5 million. People like Instagram, Facebook, they use what we call NoSQL, but every single one of them, when they started, they had used SQL. So I think for a person, for me, I would not want to really blame myself, because this was a foresight. I didn't really presume there would be a point we would have, lots and lots of data to this extent. It will get up to 5.5 gig on the database, and now the database will be completely slow. But I'll be deleting this. I'll be wiping this bot states, the whole rows on this particular table, bot states. I would delete them. Now, the moment I do that, it will be extremely fast. Okecbot will be very fast. You'll be able to start using it again. But unfortunately, your cookies will be gone. Now, the aim is for me to make it fast at the moment while I start working towards integrating MongoDB. So by Monday, when you come back to Okecbot, you'll be more assured that anything you do now would not have to be deleted, again, because it's only been deleted at the moment now because there's so much data and the database is clogged and the database is making the whole thing slow. So it's becoming unusable. Like now, it's still showing loading. It has not yet loaded. It's still taking quite some time to load, which doesn't make sense. It should be less than a second. Loading a database or a record on a second is much. So if somebody wanted to download something now and they're at the page 3 or page 4, so this means that the person would have to wait this long, and now this affects the whole entire speed of the whole process. So I'm going to be deleting this. This is just an update. So should you try to log in and you don't get to see your bot states, just know that this was what happened, and I would work towards fixing it before Monday. I'm currently working on so many other things at the moment, but I think this now comes as a priority. I don't know how long it will take to port completely to MongoDB, but I'll just start up the process and hope I finish up faster than I actually estimate. Thank you. This is an okay.